Welcome to Floating Leaves Tea Podcast. I'm Noah.
And I'm Shoan. I'm on the other side today.
Nono's in the driver's seat today.
Yes.
Vroom vroom. And I'm going to brew one of my favorite teas to brew. Mm-hmm. But I don't know the name. It's in Chinese, so maybe you can help me.
50.
Oh, 50. It means noon time, but
Noontime. True.
More correctly, it means noon-picked tea.
50. This tea is very special to me because it's a gift from our teacher, Mr. Zhang. In the beginning of the lockdown, he knew that it was a lot of stress here and, just a lot of stress. And he wanted to send us a tea to let us feel the power of sun. And so he sent us this tea. And I remember at the time, first time when I drank this tea, I seriously sense, I call it the sun sprinkles. And so I thought, wow, today will be an appropriate day to drink it again. And why? We'll tell you why.
It's a lot of things to think about. Brewing tea and try to think of something to say at the same time.
Not easy, huh?
No.
Yeah. I think I'm just used to it. Well, a couple of reasons. Maybe I will just do most of the talking as usual.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. Thanks. A couple of reasons that we picked this tea. First is, as you guys, maybe of you people might know that Chinese New Year is coming. We follow a lunar
calendar.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
It's calendar of the moon.
Yeah. And, a special set of time, like, you kind of make a person notice, like, something. How should I put it? Just like the Western calendar, the sun calendar, New Year, it was, I wanted to make some...
Like a resolution maybe? Or
True. Or just things to look back for the whole year and want to be grateful for what we already have. And in a way, the noon calendar year is still a mark of a different year coming up. Actually, the moon calendar is the new year is actually springtime.
Yeah, the new year begins in the spring.
It's the first day of the spring. I if I'm not mistaken. And for me, it's like
立春.
立春, 对啊. And so for me, it's like, there's a time to also just feel grateful and joyful, But the problem is I have not been feeling very joyful. That's why today, excuse me, like today, I am not brewing the tea. Tea brewing has been not a huge challenge actually, but not a huge something that is happening either. And I thought, well, no, I should brew the tea, and I'll just sense the wonderful joy of the generosity from our teacher. And maybe we'll continue on the theme today to feel joyful.
Oh, wow.
I have to say, this teacher is amazing. This specificity is actually a light tea. And Mr. Zhang used some light charcoal on the top of this tea.
You really can't smell the charcoal, but you can tell that it's been roasted.
Yeah. And it seriously feels like that. Even on the surface smell, it feels like the warmth of the sun. He is incredible. And so, tea, please, I would like to see some sun sprinkles again today. Colorful sprinkles. So cheerful. Excellent brew, Noah.
Feels nice.
Yeah.
So I'm using smelling cups. I like smelling cups. That's where you use a cup separately so that you can pour into another cup and then smell the evaporation at the bottom of that cup. Smells so good. And the way that I've been brewing, I've actually brewing pretty fast, and that's just kind of what's been working for me. So, trying to keep the heat consistent. And I've already gone on to brew the next pot of tea, even though I haven't tasted the broth. Feels song.
Oh.
Feels I was about to just use English. It says feels loose, but then I thought loose doesn't sound that good.
This tea is loose.
This is loose and wild.
Whoa, teacher sent us a party tea. Sean was talking about sprinkles earlier on. What are they drinking there?
It feels open. How about that? It
Yeah.
feels open.
I think I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
So today the sprinkle is very different form. It's not a sprinkle from the sun. It's almost feels like black pepper sprinkle on the top of a food.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy. Did you smell it? No.
I mean, it does have a really lively kind of movement in the scent. I don't know if that's what you were calling sun sprinkles before. I can never really quite tell what you're talking about.
No, I mean, I didn't smell the sprinkle. I saw the sprinkle.
You saw it, okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
So I didn't see the sprinkle,
And
but
today, the sprinkle, I guess I didn't see it, but it's more on not black pepper spicy smell. It's the texture of, almost feels like texture of black pepper on the scent. I mean, sometimes I can feel the texture of marzipan, you know.
True, yeah. True.
You can never know what I can smell in the tea. The broth is really soft and opening. Really soft, like
Like what? Like marzipan.
no, I don't. Sorry, people, I don't really like marzipan. Like butter in a different form. like butter that is in room temperature. Butter in room temperature in the mouth. Okay, I'm really going crazy.
No, I'm not saying that you're crazy. I don't
First
exactly.
there's a black pepper.
Don't exactly
Did you guys see
follow.
the main course coming up yet?
Black pepper and butter puree. But it is really soft. I can feel that for sure. And the texture is really lively,
Yeah.
and the aftertaste is almost like pop rocks, almost like fizzly a little bit.
You see, black pepper.
Black pepper. Maybe that's the black pepper. So like I said, I go pretty fast. I'm already 3 infusions in. This is the 3rd infusion right now. I guess I should be the announcer as well, huh? 3rd infusion, scent, smell.
Oh, and now that pepper is getting more finely grind. You see, I'm even not smelling the smell. I'm smelling the texture.
Whoa. It's deep.
It's crazy. And the broth just feel like light and full and expensive. Super beautiful tea.
It is a really joyful tea. Funny to drink a solar tea on the Lunar New Year. You think about that? I didn't think about that.
Well, you gotta have both. Both energies
Totally.
to make a completion.
Like a complete day, 24 hour. It's a little bit more juicy, this
Yeah,
infusion.
feels really good. Like just like
This goes back and expands.
yeah. So I'm just making my fingers move in a certain way so that no one can say it.
Translate for you. But you know what shape I always felt like with this tea? It's actually kind of similar to Huan Shan, the bug bitten tea.
Oh,
It's like a feeling of, at the same time that it's kind of delicate, it's also fat. And it goes from the point that it hits and then it just expands outward from there
and into the body.
into the body. Yeah.
Like connection into the body is extremely fast. It's seriously an incredible tea. And, I'm
into
really,
the whole body, not just like, because some teas have a really clear development.
Yeah.
They hit the stomach and then it spread
and then,
out from there.
Go through the throat,
Yeah.
the line goes expansion here and there.
It's just like,
and this one just like, that's why my hands go this way, my fingers.
I know what you're saying now, yeah. Yeah, it's like it just, without stopping anywhere. Mm-hmm. But what's funny with this one, I never felt like it was a really fine high mountain oolong, like a really delicate, pretty high mountain oolong, although it is very pretty. But like compared to the Lishan and the Alishan that we have now, or some
it's different. It's such a different.
It's a really different feeling, yeah.
Yeah, those two teas are like it's extremely soft and really pretty, and I mean Lishan tea is in a way more playful and more have a little bit more like sometimes can be overly strong,
but they're delicate at the same time.
But this one is like the mouth texture is really soft, like that soft butter that I was talking about, and yet at the same time there's that radiant.
Yes, yeah.
It's radiating something.
That's the shape.
Huh?
Radiant is the shape.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And that's why like the teacher wants us to feel the sun.
Radiating outwards, yeah.
Yeah, radiating.
Or inwards in this case.
Yeah, this one is totally radiating inwards. Yeah, into the body in a really beautiful speed. Incredible tea. Now it does smell like pepper. I think I'm hallucinating. Wow.
Oh, wow. Don't really know what to say.
You don't?
On that one?
Oh, on the tea?
Yeah, on the scent, yeah. I feel like there's a lot happening, but I'd almost like to say it in words is there's no way to fully describe it.
Yeah, that is very natural. I think a lot of tea drinkers, they have the experience of some of the experience that they don't need to use words to describe it. And there are a lot of goodness that it cannot be expressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So today the whole podcast will be in silent form. Not really. But I do want to bring up, I don't even know how long right now, maybe over a month now, that my tea brewing has been actually quite interesting. Like, I mean, I have been brewing what is it, 毛蟹, the furry crab, for like at least 2 to 3 weeks, every single day, or even longer. So probably longer. Like, it have been 2 months now.
Yeah, I think you started a little bit before the new year. The new
year.
Lunar New Year.
The Sun New Year.
Yeah.
Sun New Year. Yeah. I before that I started to brew that tea, and I make that tea really big, and I broke the structure every single day. And I just like do the same brewing every single day for like at least a week. And then finally Noah said, what's the point of breaking the structure though when the body shows pretty big?
Well, I think what we were talking about was, you said something about how you just want the body to feel really big. You want the presence of the tea in the body to feel really strong.
Yeah.
And you said that's my number one thing, and the other things, of course, sound
can
good,
be second, or I can
but
live
they're not as
without.
important. You can live without, as you said. And I said something like, the first place that we notice tea is when we taste it in our mouth.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can go on from there, but you started brewing differently, right?
Yeah, I started to change, and my tea tastes like, finally 毛蟹 tastes sweeter, a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And then the structure is there. And
an intriguing thing was in the body. It started to become actually more complex.
Not as strong,
not as obvious,
more complex and more connected. And I started to notice me as a person and as a tea brewer, what I was looking for. And I was so, in a way, I was blinded by myself, like what I was looking for. As you pointed out, right? I was like a tea that can show up in the body and it doesn't show up in the body is disappointing. And I want it to show up all the time. That's my number one. But I think because of my personality, I make it number one and I make it overly too aggressive. And since it show up in the body so aggressive, that in the mouth, it just really rough. And I think Noah gave me a good chance to look at it. Is that really a good thing? And on the top of that, I have to say, I'm really grateful with that tea. That tea is like a tough teacher to me. It's just like, just brew it every single day. I will show you what I can do too, but you cannot continue with me like this. And somehow it has patience with me too. Like every day I just keep breaking him. And every day it just show up like that without being angry at me. Sometimes I have tea that will be angry at me and I slap my face.
Almost like punish you a little bit, right?
Yeah, I slap my face.
Like the Yunnan Tigwin. I mean, that episode's a long time ago now, but
if you guys can dig that out, we seriously got our face slapped like all the time, a few times. And this tea is that I'm not going to kick your butt, but I would like you to figure it out on your own terms.
It's like it's strict.
It's strict. It wouldn't back out and it wouldn't stab my face.
Like Lala Shan Hong Shui, for example, that's a really easygoing teacher tea. Like it's almost no matter what, it's going to give you something gentle.
Something gentle, yeah. So anyway, I started to change my attitude and my mind to brew that tea. And then I started to discover my body was very tightened up. And the way that I noticed my body, I'm just seriously thankful with that tea that in a way I feel like the tea was guiding me. And afterwards it was fine. And I started to brew other teas because I couldn't, even though finally the structure showed up to be very good, the feeling shows up to be very good, I knew that there was something in me that it wouldn't have breakthrough. And so finally about a week ago, I stopped brewing that tea because I have a gut feeling the tea wants me to stop and wants me to figure something out. And I start to brew other teas. And the same thing, all my tea have basic structure. Once in a while, it will open up. And I keep tasting my teas dry. And I think today to a point that my tea have a structure, but it's empty inside. My tea is empty and I feel empty. And me and Noah talk about it. Like, I just feel like I don't feel bad, but I might have depression. In a very different way when, this past year, when quarantine first happened, that amount of stress, it was obvious what that stress source was from. And then later I found the courage and the light of it and I felt okay and I still feel stressful, but it was very clear what kind of stress I was feeling, a little bit more clear. And right now it's just like, I don't think I feel stressful, but what it shows in my dreams, almost like in a daily basis, I dream very stressful dreams, like almost every day about my daily life, and
in your tea as well. And
it shows in my tea finally to today. I have to say it was quite a disaster. The skeleton is there and Noah said, but it has no meat. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Seriously. Oh shit. And so I thought, well then today in the episode, I shouldn't brew the tea. Not because I'm afraid, I just want the tea to taste really good without making it empty. But part of me is very, very hopeful. It's probably a lot of people out there, it is, what is it? Epidemic?
Epidemic?
Epidemic is, is still around us and And, no matter if you have a job or not having a job, it can be both very stressful time, right? Because the future is still a little bit more on the uncertain feeling. But the hopeful part of me is we have a lot of resources out there, including your friends or some of the family members that you can talk about, or one of the practices that you are doing, that I am doing tea. And so tea actually made me discover a lot of things. Tea just show up what I'm feeling
and
in a really deep way.
And me too. I've been going through some stuff, and my tea was tasting really bitter.
Yeah. Noah's tea was tasting bitter for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks or so. Yeah,
it was like bitter. The structure once again is there.
And if I come, the structure is not bad. I think we've gotten to a point where we don't break the structure.
Thank God.
Right? But
but
it's seriously, if we keep coming back to the practice every single day, which we do, every single day, we don't take a day off ever of practicing tea.
Yeah.
You just keep coming back to it and tasting it, and it's like you said, it shows up in your dreams, but you can ignore your dreams. But if you're practicing tea and practicing mindfulness of tea and practicing brewing tea, it's just like right there in front of it was right there in front of me. Yeah, I just had to do something about it.
Yeah. It's really hard to ignore it, and not to face it. Which I think is a good thing. It's not a pretty truth. By all means, my goodness, my tea tastes empty. But something to look into. And so I would like to share that Noah's practice lately, and I'm going to start to practice that. So I will let Noah do the talk then, since I feel empty, and he's been doing a lot of meditation practice.
Yeah, I was lucky to discover some stuff, and it's really been helpful. It seems like we're I don't know. You just dumped it in the wrong cup. That's why I was like, hold on a second. But that's good. You got to smell it. It's good. I just poured it directly into the drinking cup so that we could taste it more hot.
What the heck?
But yeah, a practice like this, I mean, you want to be good, right? And you keep coming back to it every day. And when it's not good, it's just like, it's both an opportunity to learn, and it's also a little bit devastating when you just keep coming back and it sucks every day. Right?
I mean, a month is a long time, okay?
Because we both love this thing, tea, and when it's beautiful, it's really, really nourishing. But when it's not beautiful, almost like I have this feeling that we need to nourish ourselves and get energy to be able to look more deeply into what the problem is.
True.
So I've begun doing this kind of. I started reading this sutra on full mindfulness of breathing. Again, I talk about Thich Nhat Hanh a lot in the podcast. It's translated by Thich Nhat Hanh.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. And there's 16 practices that it lists out, that the Buddha lists out. These are the practices. And the first one is just being aware of your breath. And the second one is be aware if your breath is long or short. And then you start being aware of your body, and then it eventually develops in not too much further along. It develops into observing joy in yourself and observing happiness in yourself. And that's before you get into the really deep stuff of like observing impermanence or observing cessation of the circle of life and death or the circle of samsara. And I just had this realization that we need to be nourished by joyful things if we want to do practice like this.
Yeah, to be able to get ready for it, right?
And give us energy to go in and do stuff, and see things that are sometimes painful,
Yeah.
And And when my tea was really bitter, I was already practicing some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I had enough energy that I've been accumulating from practicing mindful breathing meditation. And I saw some really painful things. And I was luckily able to transform them. And now the tea today tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it tastes good. It tastes good. Yeah.
And the last couple of days that I brewed tea, both when you've been here, when you haven't been here, been really solid.
Yeah.
Tea's always going to be a little bit bitter, but that kind of overarching bitterness that was kind of trying to tell me something and successfully told me something is not as present anymore, or not present anymore.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say also is I feel drained and empty lately. And I think, during a little bit more regular times in this tea business, I get fuel sometimes by have interactions with people, and now we don't have interactions with people. Basically none. However, I do notice that sometimes in our live sessions, when some people go on the live sessions and they are very involved and they engage with me, and I feel a lot of fuel coming into me, but live session, we do it, I don't know, once every 2 weeks now, or even none, going to be literally none for quite a while. And what you say, that we need to get nourished to do work. Because I do consider, tea business is not just selling people tea, it's giving part of myself to people. And I think I feel very empty, right now. And so one thing I would like to say is it's really good if you can find somebody to talk to. I also do meditation, but I didn't know you can practice feeling joy. I don't know there's such a thing in meditation, because I do a body scanning meditation, Vipassana, and we just watch things as it is. And I didn't know that we should be practicing feeling joy. There should be such a thing, because
it's available. It's a technique.
Because I thought, well, we shouldn't be dwelling on feeling stuff too much when we do meditation. Just watch it as it is. But today it seriously makes sense that there is a lot of joy in our life. We kind of just ignore looking at them, and I think sometimes talking to people who have other forms of practice or who are wiser than me really help me to in a way clear some stuff up, because I feel also very stuck, and it doesn't have to be like meditation or tea. It can be anything. Like I remember, you talked to Steve. Shout out to Steve.
Hey, Steve.
He talked about what his yoga teacher said. And there was like, oh, wow, now that totally makes sense. Thanks, Steve, for mentioning that. It will help me to know how to deal with, I would just put it, certain types of people, because there was like a wisdom that I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, that was really illuminating and helped me to generate compassion.
Yeah, totally. And so I think with all of, the basic facts that I actually know in my head, like I know that when I take a walk, I look at some flowers and I feel happy. I look up in the sky, I feel happy, but sometimes that kind of a joy is so kind of just like, look at a flower, happy, and then gone, and then you just walk on, right? And then I go into my life and just like business and survival, my duties, my responsibilities, and forget that even during a during like a lot of movements that I can actually feel joyful. Like you say, when you pack a bag of tea, it should be a job that maybe a lot of people think. Because after you pack tea for like 2 hours, it feels like tiring.
It's like factory work.
And no offense to factory work at all. We need that kind of work. And we are doing it ourselves.
We do that kind of work, but it's just like it's repetitive.
Yeah, and feel like so empty sometimes. But today you say, then you bring yourself back and then pack a bag of tea, and you actually thank the person and say, thank you for buying this tea. That I could buy food, I could continue the business, I could continue to learn. Thank you.
I hope they enjoy the tea. That's just like it's a moment, that we go through every day, and we don't want to go through it because it's like, I want to get away from that because it's really boring, but it's a chance to be happy too.
Yeah. But I think you make it into even deeper is I actually, with every single bag of tea that I send out, I always hope they will enjoy the tea, of course. But I didn't go that far. When I pack a bag of tea, I look at the bag and say, thank you. Whoever just bought this bag of tea to get us this much. It's even further than just the tea go to somebody's house and please enjoy the tea. It's even further. Thank you that I can buy food. Thank you, I can buy more tea. Thank you, I get to go to Taiwan to learn with my teachers. Like etc. Kind of make a different level of expansion.
And when I first kind of was reading and realized that joy is within the practice, it's very nutritious, and you can dwell in joy and enjoy it. It's like when you walk by a flower, who says that you can't stop there and enjoy it for a few minutes? And like, that feels really good. There's nothing wrong with feeling extra good.
Yeah, because I always just walk by. I say, look at that flower, so pretty. Oh, wow, so pretty. And you just like go away. and after I realized that I had a tea session with just by myself, I think you had left to go pick up your son. And I was just like, I started my tea session like I usually do, of just like an observer. I want to watch everything that happens really carefully. And whatever next thing I can see is better and better and better. And then I smelled the cup, and it smelled so good. And I was like, it's beauty. Like tea, a really good tea is just a really pure expression of beauty. And that's something that makes me happy. I don't need to be like, oh, that's a nice scent. What's the next thing? Like, where does that scent go? What does that scent do? What does that, just like feel exactly what it's feeling. And that feels good. And I realize I can just stay there for a couple moments longer and just enjoy it for what it is. And it feels good. Yeah. And then I was actually able to see a lot more in that session, after I realized that kind of component of it, which seems so simple, but it was really great for me. Yeah. And what I'm trying to say here is not that I want to practice to be happy all the time. That might be the next lifetime kind of a work. It's to see, in a way, to see the struggle, and at the same time to see a lot of joy and beauty, and to continue to see the struggle and to see the work, and just know that, just like me, and I know that a lot of you guys out there will have the resource, and don't forget about that resource, that you can actually get to help you to go further, go happier, go deeper, go whatever that you are doing, Yeah, I just, in a way, feel, I know I'm still stuck. I can taste it in my tea, but I say earlier on, I'm hopeful because I will figure out a way to have a breakthrough, and it kind of fit into the Moon New Year. The spring is coming. The life is coming, and if there's a is the resolution. Is a resolution that I want to make, and maybe for the Lunar New Year that I would like to, just continue to go further and continue to feel grateful of actually how much I have, and continue to see like abundance of good things and joy around me, I think that's it. It's so emotional. Shit.
That should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we go for the Chinese New Year, if you are listening to this episode on Monday through Thursday, I think this coming year is Ox, and the New Year will happen on Friday. And a lot of prep work, you should do it before the New Year day, including go get a haircut. So just do the DIY style at home. Nothing wrong with that. Buy some new clothes. Red color prefer is a lucky number.
Lucky color?
Lucky color.
8 is a lucky number, so get 8 of something.
And then put some red color paper on your window or on the door to prevent the bad demon coming inside of your house. You can draw some lucky sign on that. You don't need to know Chinese. Whatever you think is a lucky sign, just draw on there. They shall do. Clean the house, which I never managed to do that every single year. Clean the house, pay off your debt if you can manage that. What else? Eat some lucky food. It can be oranges, means good luck. What else? Whole fish means abundance of food. What else? Long noodles means longevity, or long leafy greens will do it too. What else? Sticky rice treats, that means career advancement, 年年高升. What else? Oh, dumplings, Chinese dumplings, because the shape of the Chinese dumpling is like a golden nuggets in the old times.
Like shape of gold money.
Yeah. Drink lots of tea. What else? What else can I eat? That's a lot of food.
That's a lot of options. Yeah.
Yeah, all those good stuff that you can do before the new year, and hopefully it's gonna bring you a more stable year. Looks like it's gonna be a more stable year compared to the previous. Is that fire rat year?
Was it a fire rat or was it metal rat? I thought
metal rat.
Yeah.
Oh, metal rat. Woof.
brutal.
So
what is this ox? What's the?
I think it's a metal.
Metal
Sometimes
ox?
the 2 year.
Oh,
in a
yeah,
row.
it should be, right? Metal,
Yeah, 2 year in a row. So it's a metal ox. Whatever that means, I think it's a little bit more stable. And I hope you guys are all well. We love you. And thank you for powering us to do what we love to do. And we look forward to sharing more with all of you out there. Please stay safe and happy moon year. What?
Lunar. Happy Lunar New Year.
Okay. And be healthy and be happy.
Bye-bye.
See you on Monday.